Boerne Radio 103.9 FM. It is still Gospel Sunday. Baron Wiley here with you. This Friday, one of my favorite bands of all time, The Choir. Grew up listening to this band. For 40 years they've been doing it, and they're coming back to Texas. They're coming to San Antonio this Friday night, the 17th, at Sam's Burger Joint. You can still get tickets, and we've got a direct link at birdingradio.com. Also, we're giving away a pair of tickets, so if you'd like to go, sign up, again, at birdingradio.com, and I will see you there. Coming up right after this song by The Choir, we're going to talk to Dan Michaels. He's one of the members of this great band with Derry Doherty and Steve Hindalong, and I think you'll enjoy the conversation, but get into The Choir, and we'll see you this Friday. This is About Love on Boerne Radio. About Love by The Choir on Boerne Radio 103.9 FM. Hey, they're going to be at Sam's Burger Joint on Friday, April 17th, right there in San Antonio. I'm going. I hope you can go too. In fact, tickets are still on sale. You can find the direct link at BernieRadio.com. And right there on that same front page, we're giving away a pair of tickets, and we're going to pull that winner this week. And I tell you what, I am so excited right now to have Dan Michaels on the line right now. Saxophone, Lyricon, he plays all the wind instruments that you can. And a huge part of my musical appreciation class that I try to bring to you every day on Bernie Radio. Dan Michaels from Brentwood, Tennessee. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. It's great to be here, Baron. Thank you so much for inviting me and be in front of your listeners.
Yeah, man. I remember the first time I saw the choir, seen you several times. First time I think was in Dallas at a place called Footloose. I don't think it's there anymore. I don't remember that. But you were just so cool, and you bring such a sound to the choir that not a lot of alternative bands can pull off. How many saxophone players are there in alternative bands?
Not a whole lot. I'm just so fortunate that Derry Doherty, our lead singer back in 1984, wanted to set the band, we were called Youth Choir back then, wanted to set the band apart because, as everybody was, altar boys, undercover, everything's, guitar, keyboard, bass, the usual stuff. So he's like, man, I like sax. Let's get a sax back in the band. So he found my name like on a bulletin board at Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa, saxophone player looking for band. And he calls me up and he's like, hey, I have this band. So I auditioned for the group, but one of the cool things that I had going for me is, I play sax, normal tenor, alto, whatever saxophone, but I also play an electronic wind instrument. It's called a Lyricon. It's like really old analog instrument from like in the late 70s, and I show up with that, and it's basically, it makes a sound like a synthesizer, but you control it with your breath. And so you have articulation and bending with your, like you play it like a sax, so it doesn't sound as sterile as like keyboards going like that. Keyboards are great and stuff, but it just a unique sound. And I think that sealed the audition for me playing that weird instrument.
Wow, that's very, very cool. Yeah, you just fill the room, and it's a vibe, and it's just the presence is just wonderful. Folks, you got to go see the choir and share the experience with me. And again, 40 years you've been doing it. Congratulations. Did you even think when you signed up for that first day?
No, I was we're doing a long liner note essay for an album that we have coming out. The question was asked, did you think you're going to be doing this in 40 years? I was like, of course not. I thought I was going to be playing in a band on the weekends, like top 40 band, and then working an office job or being a postman or something like that. I had no education, no nothing, single mom, the whole thing. I had no plans, but I got into this band, and we just didn't quit each other. We were just loyal. We had a lot of people helping us along the way. And through that, we just gained some awesome fans. We don't like to call them fans. They're just people that listen to us. They're friends. They're people that we've known for 40 years. So glad to still be here after all this time.
Yeah, you've been able to release a few albums in the past decade or so just from support from your fans and Kickstarter projects, and it happens.
Yeah. So this is the 40-year anniversary of the choir. And we're about to put out a new album called Dragonfly, which is going to be our 20th studio album. Now, we put out some live albums and some EPs, but it's our 20th full studio album. So, and there's going to be 20 songs on it. So 40, 20, 20, just kind of playing around with some numbers there. So that's going well. But this was crowdfunded. Again, going back to our fans. That's why we're looking forward to seeing them in San Antonio and stuff. I see ticket sales are going really, really well there. And, we have Chris Taylor,
yes,
local hero, that's going to be playing with us that night.
So that very first year of Cornerstone that I went in 91, Chris was in the passenger seat and I drove the whole way up because Chris can't drive a stick. Thanks, Chris, for telling me. In my little Honda CRX. And great memories were made. Of course, you guys were there. And Chris, I was best man in his wedding there, So we've got deep roots with Chris and worked for the record label that put him on Rhythm House. And so, again, it goes way back. And again, for it to come full circle that Chris gets to open up. Before Chris went solo, he was in a band called Love Coma. And out of that band came Matt Slocum. who now, of course, of Sixpence. And you're bringing Matt Slocum from Sixpence Down the Richer on tour with you.
Yeah, I mean, Sixpence as a band has been our friends for decades, as well. Matt Slocum put together a string quartet for my wedding, Lisa and my wedding.
Aww.
Back. It'll be 30 years this upcoming October. I asked him if he plays cello, so he put together a string quartet with me. So Steve Henalong, a drummer lyricist, he's been playing with Sixpence, doing percussion, playing acoustic guitar, doing background vocals. And so when this opportunity came up to play Roswell in San Antonio, he was like, I wonder if Matt and Justin, Carey from Sixpence would join us. And they were excited to do that. And so we've been rehearsing without him so that we don't look bad in front of them. But we will start our regular rehearsals next week over at Matt's house.
Well, he grew up in New Braunfels, which again is just north of here in San Antonio. I kind of get to brag that I was the first guy to play Sixpence in the country off of Matt's demo cassette.
Oh my gosh!
It's kind of fun for me to, again, being great dear friends with Chris Taylor, who's going to be opening up for you on April 17th at Sam's Burger Joint. You can get your tickets now, direct link at BernieRadio.com. But man, to think that these two punks were just driving up to go see it, and now you guys are coming to our hometown, and y'all get to play together. It's just very full circle. I don't know.
Yeah, this will be our first show as a full band in maybe 6.5 years.
Wow.
So we're looking at it as a big deal. We're taking it real serious. We know that there's going to be a lot of our friends there. So we're putting together a great set. I think we're looking at possibly 17 or 18 songs. So I know that's a little bit long, but give us a break. We haven't played in a while. So.
It'll be so much fun. It's a great room at Sam's Burger Joint, and you can get a burger, while you're there.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. Yeah, I hear they're great.
Saxophone question for you. This is just kind of a fun one. When you pick up the sax, what's your go-to song if you're just kind of warming up? Or let me ask you, what's the greatest little sax hook? Is it Who Can It Be Now, Careless Whisper, Baker Street? What do you go to?
No, that's a good question. So many answers to that. The boring answer is when I start playing, I warm up with long whole notes, going up a scale. But that said, you can't go wrong with the Pink Panther, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. we play that.
Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, yakety sax.
Boots Randolph.
Of course, Baker Street, man. I remember hearing that song on the radio, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I was like, it's an alto sax. I play tenor, so I was just like trying to emulate that sound,
What a sound.
Trying to copy it.
And again, to be in the choir 40 years later from when you started, it's a long way from marching down Main Street in Disneyland, right?
You're one of the two people in the world that know I did that.
I don't know how.
My sister and you. I think that's it. Yeah, I got a job at Disneyland, and I was a cast member there. I dressed up in an army uniform and was on a float, and we played it as a big band. So I wish I had a picture from those days. I really do.
And again, 40 years later, you must have a Spinal Tap moment on the road or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were playing in Sterling, Kansas. I think it was a Christian college or school, but anyways, we finished the show. We had to make our way to Texas. It's going to be a long drive, so we left after the gig. We didn't go back to the hotel. We're just going to drive all night long. We can't afford a hotel, so we're just going to drive to the next gig and sleep in the van. So we're maybe 100 miles down the road, and there's no lights. It's just a 2-lane highway, hardly a moon out. And I'm driving, it's late at night, 2, 3 in the morning, everybody's sleeping, we're listening to this band that's playing this surreal music. And all of a sudden I'm driving, I'm looking, and at the far end of my headlight beams, I see a cow. And it's walking from the pasture into the road right in front of me. And so I'm like, oh, it's a cow. And then people start screaming, and I put on the brakes, and I did remember my driver's training that to not just slam the brakes, because I'm in a van, 12-passenger van, carrying a 1-axle trailer full of equipment. So my job was to not jackknife the trailer. So I just tap, turn. But then still, the cow was trying to move out of the way, but it said, no, I'm a cow. I'm going to get back in the way. And so it did. It got right in there, and I plowed right into him. I saw the thing fly over like the movie Twister.
Uh-huh.
And it came to the side of the road. I went about 100 yards down, catching our breath. Like, did I just hit a 2,000 pound, whatever kind of? Did I hit a cow? I know people hit deer and rabbits and stuff like that, but a full-blown milking cow. You know? So anyways, we just went back there, and man, it was utterly ridiculous, you know?
Utterly, he said utterly, ladies and gentlemen. I got
I don't want to milk it. I don't want to milk it.
Well, and I probably guessed that he didn't have insurance either. True.
We did not. Of course not. See, we cracked the radiator. We destroyed the battery. It didn't total the van, but I think I cracked the radiator and destroyed the battery section, and of course it dented. But we were able to get it towed and get to the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Make some fixes, and we went through 5 Econoline vans over the course of the first 20 years.
Oh my.
Just traveling across the country.
Cool. Hey, we're talking with Dan Michaels, the wind expert here for the choir, coming to Sam's Burger Joint on April the 17th. That's Friday night. And again, we're giving away tickets at BernieRadio.com, but get your tickets. Hey, come with me. I'll drive you down. We'll have a good time and make some memories. And I say thank you so much, Dan. Hey, what song should we go out with, Dan?
Well, you know, we talked about Sixpence. They actually covered one of our songs live on tour, called Midnight Sun. It's one of our favorite songs. So if you want to go out with Midnight Sun from our Burning Like the Midnight Sun album, that would be great.
Well, again, congratulations on 40 years. We'll look forward to seeing you on the 17th, and keep the great music coming.
Thank you so much.
Dan Michaels with the choir on Bernie Radio, 103.9 FM.
I'm not a gold ring in the mud, sadly sinking. I'm not a carnival balloon, going down slow but soon, more like a chemical fire, unrelenting. I'm not going down behind the mountain, I'm never gonna fade away. I'm burning like the midnight sun, burning like the midnight sun. I'm not gonna sink into the ocean, baby, I'm here to stay. I'm burning like the midnight sun, burning like the midnight sun. I'm not going down. I'm not a firefly flashing in the dark. I'm not a hot coal in the pit, disintegrating. I'm not a whistling piccolo beat, exploding in the street, more like a ruby lit star, forever rising. I'm not going down behind the mountain, I'm never gonna fade away. I'm burning like the midnight sun, burning like the midnight sun. I'm not gonna sink into I'm burning like the midnight sun. Burning like the midnight sun. I'm not gonna sink into the ocean. Baby, I'm here to stay. I'm never gonna